So coming to our first session, we have Mr. Monish Ahuja from StartinUP, who will be talking about the policies that the government is providing for the startups. So without any further wait, please give a round of applause to invite him.
Yeah, hello everyone, dear startups, entrepreneurs, and the TiE membership team. And I would like to congratulate TiE Lucknow for organizing such a session, interactive session for the budding entrepreneurs and startups. So I am Monish and I am from StartinUP team. Currently, we are the executioner partner with the Department of IT and Electronics for the execution of StartinUP policy 2020. And it's the StartinUP policy. I will give you just a background of this policy. Like it's been first initiated after the in the year 2017 itself, and at that time the startups which are registered were around 500 itself in the UP. But now in the current stage we have more than 8,500 startups registered as of now in Uttar Pradesh. Right? And please go next slide. Yeah. So I would like to give you a gist about the Uttar Pradesh startup ecosystem itself as of now. So currently at least one startup is there in each district of the Uttar Pradesh, whether it is in Purvanchal region or Bundelkhand region. One startup is there in each of the district itself, and more than 1 lakh plus jobs are being generated by the startup itself for empowering the youth, and whether it will be of the internship itself or the apprenticeship or it will be the core job. More than 1 lakh plus jobs are being generated by the startup ecosystem as of now. So indirectly the startups are being also benefited by that, and the youth is also being benefited by that. And Uttar Pradesh is currently home of like 8 of the unicorns as of now since the inception of the StartinUP policy, and UP is currently on the 4th stage in the leaderboard in all over India. So it is a big achievement for the Uttar Pradesh itself. And currently 16 of the other policies are there in Uttar Pradesh which are supporting startup ecosystem directly or indirectly. I will give you the names and the gist about those policies itself later on. Yeah. So this is the policy, StartinUP policy 2020 with the first amendment 2022. Earlier, a lot of incentives were there, but few of the incentives we have introduced in this amendment itself. I will give you a gist about that also. So first, for budding entrepreneurship journey, an entrepreneur comes with an idea, right? But he has to execute it in amount of time, and his ideas also evolve with time to time. So for to make that idea in a physical product or providing that service the startup is trying to provide to its customer, StartinUP policy provides the sustenance allowance to that budding entrepreneur without monitoring what he will do, whatever he will do. We will give him a chance itself, first of all, to sustain his idea or to give it the physical shape, like what he is trying to do, to run hit and trial model itself. So earlier in the startup policy 2020, the fellowship which was given to the startups was 15,000. We have increased the amount to 17,500 per month to the entrepreneur itself. Now, it is given to the startup for a year or so. Now, if he wants to develop that idea into a physical product, if he wants to make that product in a prototype model to get that ready for the MVP stage itself, in this amendment we have introduced prototype grant itself for up to the 5 lakhs, which is given to the startup to develop the MVP ready product. And after that, if that product is ready now, so you will be needing a seed capital assistance, or you can say the marketing assistance, to launch that product in the market. And we also help you in that with the StartinUP policy 2020. And 7.5 lakhs of the grant is given to the startup itself And for the sustenance allowance and for the seed capital allowance, you will be, some of the weaker sections, communities will be given 50% extra amount of money. And if the startup has the if the startup has the co-founder, woman co-founder with the with more than or 26% equity in its board member team, so they will be given the 50% of the grant, 50% plus grant itself in the same amount. And for the event participation itself, if you want to participate in any of the entrepreneurship or startup event to showcase your product itself, whether it will be national or international, we support that as well, only on the based of the reimbursement mode. Like for the 50,000 for the national event and 1 lakh to the for the international events itself. And you also know, like in colleges or any of the, if you are pursuing graduation or post-graduation, if you have any idea or anything, to, patent your technology, you will need a lot of amount of money, right? And sometimes universities get collaborated with the student itself. They give the amount of money to you, but the name of the patent will be in collaboration with the university itself, which is not good for you in the later stages, right? So, StartinUP will also give you the amount of the fee you will be, the amount of the fee IP team will be charging to you for registering your patent. So, as of now, we have established 55 plus incubators in the Uttar Pradesh, and more than 8,500 startups are registered in Uttar Pradesh as of now. And from among those startups, more than 1,200 startups are registered with the StartinUP team, with the StartinUP policy, and are getting benefited by this the funds which I have told you earlier. And you will be surprised to know, like more than or around 50% of the startups are women-based startup or having the woman as a co-founder with more than 26% of the equity, which is surprisingly a good amount of startups. To to support the deep tech startups and the new sectors in the startups which are being introduced in the recent years, we are also being established the Center of Excellences. 3 of the Center of Excellences are being developed. One is already being developed in the space of cyberspace, which is in IIT Kanpur, Noida campus. And one of the medtech startup is also established, which is in the TiE Lucknow. And the third startup is now being established at IIT Kanpur campus itself. Now we are also in talks for establishing 5 more center of excellences who will be dedicated to those categories only. So they will be supporting you in the mentorship. They will be not charging you any kind of fee to get yourself incubated there. And each year there will be cohort of 25 for the 25 startups which will be getting incubated there. You can use the office space for the meetings, for the client meetings, for the research purposes. You can use the facilities of the institution itself. So it is really good for you guys. And currently we have supported startups with 8 CR plus amount of funding, with the help of the government funding of the fund of fund with the SIDBI itself, and with the Startup India Seed Fund scheme. So you guys must have heard about the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, which was being launched 2 years back itself. We'll give you just a gist about that. So here we are providing you the sustenance allowance, then prototype grant, and then seed allowance, right? Throughout your journey, we are here to support you, but you can also get the 70 lakhs plus grant from the Startup India Seed Fund scheme itself. 20 lakhs of grant for the startups in the ideation stage, and for the startups who are, as of now, supposed to launch their MVP product in the market, and 50 lakhs of the convertible debenture from the Startup India Seed Fund scheme itself. So overall, if we add this SISFS grant, the convertible debenture, and the StartinUP support, you will get up to the 1 CR amount of money, which is, I think, sufficient to get your product launched in the market, right? Next slide, please. So these are the direct benefits which we are providing to the entrepreneurs. Now, to provide you another kind of support, we are indirectly we are supporting incubators as well in the form of capital grant and operational grant itself, so they can fund your research, your ideas, your to provide you mentorship as well. So we are also giving funds to the incubators as well. So these are the brief numbers about the startups in each of the district and the incubators which are established in each of the districts in the Uttar Pradesh. Talking about the sectoral distribution of the startups, this is how the startups are being distributed among the Uttar Pradesh in agriculture sector, construction, AML, education, fintech, social impact startups, food and beverages, and technology hardware. So these are the policies which I was talking about earlier. These are the 16 policies which are supporting the startup ecosystem directly or indirectly. And first of all, it is being mentioned like startup policy 2020, and after that the data center policy, defense, pharmaceutical policy, EV policy, and tourism, and many more. You can talk about each sector. There are funds available for you. You just have to reach out to the specific person, specific department itself, and you will get the funds if your idea is good, and so funds are available for each of the ideas. So, talking about the IT parks with the incubation center itself, 9 of the IT parks are in talks, and 5 of the IT parks are already completed for the domain-specific areas. Next slide, please. And this is the growth rate which I have talked about earlier. Like in 2016 to 17, only 20 startups were there. You can see the growth and the numbers. The numbers are dictating itself how the StartinUP supported and encouraged the entrepreneurs in this state, and how what is the growth rate of the startup policy. These are the incubators which were registered in July 2020, and you can see the numbers itself. As of now, 55 incubators are being established, and many more are to come. Talking about the unicorns, 8 of the unicorns are from the Uttar Pradesh itself, and maybe your unicorn will be there after a few years in this list. Yeah. And talking about the fund of funds which I have talked about, with the City Fund of Fund, we have 1,000 CR of the funds for the startup ecosystem, and from these funds itself we are providing the sustenance allowance, the marketing seed fund, and the prototype grant, and other support to the incubators, and establishing the center of excellence in the deep tech domain itself. Following are the outreach awareness programs which we have supported as of now, and I am open for questions. If you have any queries or something, you can talk to me personally. You can reach to me if you have any kind of questions regarding the policy and how we can support your startup idea. Yeah, thank you so much.
From Kanpur medical system. We are incubated into TiE Lucknow, and we have developed some innovative products for gas sterilization, basically for ICUs and OTs.
Okay.
And we have applied for patent also. Okay, but the problem which we are facing, especially with the government of UP, is that many of the institutes ask for US FDA or European CE for the products. Well, our products are much higher in terms of technicality and microbial clearance and everything. We already have an NABL approved, laboratory tested for the products, and everything is fine. But then when the institutes ask for US FDA or CE, we don't have it.
Yeah.
So what is the solution which government of UP can offer?
Yeah. Thank you so much for the question. And the how UP government can support is we can discuss with our senior team members, and we can give you some relaxation on the part of the in achieving your certificate itself. But the thing is, like, it depends all upon your technology you are using. We can discuss it in brief, like what technology you are using, and we can connect it to the specific department itself, and we can discuss upon the relaxation they can give it to you, so that you can complete up your trials itself and get the certification.
Sir, we have already tested our products for by a NABA laboratory. That part has already been done, and microbial test has been passed with more than 99% reduction of microbes.
Okay.
Okay, so that part is done. Of course, because this comes under class A and class B, so clinical trials are not very crucial on these products.
Okay.
Though it can be done and it should be done also, but though it is not very crucial because it is in the lowest level of patient care in that category. So, but when we are approaching the departments, their issue is that they ask for USFDA or C.
Yeah.
And there are some technologies available from US or some other countries, which is coming from even from China.
Right.
They are very lower end. Like for example, I will tell you, we use UV in many of our sterilization systems. Along with UV, we do a lot of other things also. But when you are using only UV as a UV tube or UV lamp as a sterilization system, which is available during COVID, it was more famous. But then it is not going to clear the environment for a long time.
Right.
If you are using UV say for 1 hour the environment will be clean, and once you switch it off and open the door, all the microbes are back into the room. So, but what we have developed is a continuous operation, and even in the OT or ICU, in the presence of patients and in the presence of doctors, it can be used continuously for 24 hours. So the environment will be completely clean always.
Yeah.
That is a technology which we have. But when the department is asking only for UV tubes, and when we are approaching them that we have this kind of a product which is much better than what you are asking for, they are not accepting that. They want only UV tube with USFDA.
Okay.
Presentation that you had, and for the very attractive numbers that you show of the startups in UP. I have a question, which is you have wonderful policies. We represent Integral University, the Center for Incubation and Entrepreneurship Development. We have met at Integral University too. I am Adnan, by the way. So my question is, you have very nice figures and policies on these speeches and presentations. Somehow we are not able to find the same information as a policy or as a document on your website. Because ultimately we want to convey this to our students, to our incubatees, for proper dissemination of the policies. So how do you think, perhaps I missed it, I don't know, could be. So could you please guide us on that? Thank you.
Very well point mentioned. And when I came here as a exhibition partner, like 1 year back, so I thought the same point. The work is being done, the amendments are being done, and the impact is there. But the numbers are not giving on the website itself, right? Because the website is the first phase to showing the impact. Then only the entrepreneur or the startup will reach out to us. So for that only, StartinUP website is being revamped itself. The portal, the website, it is being revamped, redesigned for the better user interface for the entrepreneur. And now you can visit the website. Like, just wanted to know, when you visited the StartinUP website last time, a month ago, you can see it as of now. It is being revamped totally. The numbers are being showcased on the first gist of when you open the website. You can see the impact itself. The funds are being mentioned. The new funds, the prototype grant is being mentioned. The starting policy is being mentioned. And the 16 policies are there with the highlighted part where the startup is being supported in that specific policy, and how many registered. We have also collaborated with the Startup India and get their API itself. So the direct numbers are being reflected on our website. You don't have to go to the Startup India website to search specific about the Uttar Pradesh. Anything about the Uttar Pradesh startup ecosystem which is being updated on the Startup India website, it is being reflected on our website now. Yeah.
So these policies will be seen on the website?
Yes, you can search it now. You want me to give you a walkthrough on the website? Yeah.
We can take it offline.
Yeah, so we'll share the PPT with you.
Sure.
Good evening, sir. Member of the Incubation Center. So, sir, we have been working with a lot of startups lately, and we have close to 20 startups associated with us. A common problem that we have seen is that a lot of startups, especially the ones who come from rural areas, they're not aware of these policies. These are some great policies, but they're not aware of it, and there is a lot of paperwork involved, and that is why they come to incubation centers like ours. So, what is StartinUP doing to better reach those startups and to ease out on the paperwork?
Okay. Thank you for the question. We also brainstormed, and that is why we collaborated with the event partner, Jagriti Yatra. You must have heard about them. So, what they do is they run the train, they book the train itself, all of the bogies, and 500 entrepreneurs are with the train in the train itself. They travel through all of the India, and especially in the rural parts of the Uttar Pradesh. Now talking about the Uttar Pradesh only, right? So 500 entrepreneurs will be there throughout the journey in the Uttar Pradesh itself, and they will be going to the rural areas, and the challenge which is being given to them is to build a business model, build an idea to solve these kind of problems in the rural areas, right? You must have heard about the region, Deoria, like something like that region, right? So in that region, the session was taken place. I was also part of that session itself. So parallelly, 50 startups work on the business idea there now, and another incubation center is being developed there for the specific rural areas to solve these kind of problems, right? So this is already being done, and also to encourage these kind of problems, and to for the awareness of these kind of problems, and to address these kind of problems, we are also giving the startups 50% extra amount of sustenance allowance and seed capital if they are solving the problem which is related to the rural area only. Rural area or the economic weaker section area, or it is related to the circular economy. So 50% extra grant and money is being given to the startups. I hope I understood your answer. Yeah, thanks. Much.
I would like to thank Mr. Monish for the informative session. I would like to call Mr. Rajesh Kasera to felicitate our speaker. Please, sir. We would like to thank our ecosystem partners, Infinity Connect and IIA, Indian Industries Association, JCOM and BNI, our media partners, Noxense, and our radio partners, Radio City 91.1 FM, and our gifting partners, Prakash Creations, Alekhya Chicken Curry, and Kio's Superfoods. For the next event, I would like to call on stage Mr. Aditya Chawla. So, yeah, thank you.